anything. That could mean we really want to mandate masks.
It was very vague.
It was very vague, and I wrote and I said, "Why are you? What does that mean?"
This is that was our first meeting.
I know we're bad.
We were like, what's going on?
We should have been at every meeting. I know, but we're learning.
Yeah.
Here we go, moving forward.
But again, I see that perception of that feel.
Yeah.
But they
they
requested us to do something because we didn't have that. And we didn't know we needed to have it.
If they had been transparent and conveyed that more clearly, I don't think there would have been
such the email that went out. Is that what you're
correct.
saying? Okay,
Correct.
okay.
And we asked. I asked and I got no response. And the justification of no response is, we've just had so many emails that can't get to them all. Bullshit. Sorry, that's your job. You got emails.
Yeah.
You stand in that position. You must be up till midnight. If it takes you that long to go through,
I can't confirm or I can't. Yeah, I don't have a response.
We've sent 1,000.
We sent a lot, especially between a lot of us.
So then
So
it would have been finished and done with on Tuesday. No. Are you looking for someone? Can I help?
Oh yeah, I was trying to find how to get to the main room there.
Oh, is it additions for Harker?
It might be. Do you know how to get in the door?
Yeah.
There are people in there.
Yeah, there
I saw
are
some
people.
Oh, they
back
just
there.
set the alarm.
No. There's another
It's
wing.
a different room?
That's
There's
a
another
different
wing.
wing.
Oh.
I don't
I'm like, what's that?
Don't ask me how I know that.
I don't know how you know that.
I used to work at a school, remember?
It would still work. Okay.
Because that's another option, is to go private, which we did in Vegas because the public schools in Vegas were
Yeah, we
don't discuss.
We went private in Vegas.
For a little while.
Which one are you? Where did you go out to?
American Heritage?
Out in Green Valley?
No, in Vegas.
I know.
Yeah, Green Valley.
No, it's not in Green Valley, unless there's another one now. We haven't been there for 5 years.
Okay.
Is there another one?
Well, I'm pretty sure that's where my nieces go.
Not in Green Valley.
Well, it's like that Green Valley Ranch area. Like she travels like an hour.
Not quite.
To go.
It still
maybe
has a
it's
Las
out by the
Vegas.
Actually,
they might. Is that the new address where they went to the school? Maybe it is.
Is it by like a chocolate FLM?
Yep. That's right. I forgot that. Yeah, we helped.
Did you really?
Yeah.
My best friend
Reno.
from 12,
Reno.
which is just like my sister, teaches there now.
Fun.
And her kids have always gone
That's
there.
the weirdest place.
Great.
Have you been there?
Great school.
I have only picked him up once when I flew in. We had a funeral to go to in February.
It used to be a workout center.
It's a gym.
A gym.
Oh, is
It was
that
a
why
gym.
there's
Has
this
a
circle
pool.
up?
Has a pool.
Yeah.
Has a pool.
Well, yeah, that's what. But
They have a
covered the
racquetball
pool.
court. They have everything.
Yeah, they
Building a
covered the
pool?
pool. The pool is covered. Like a hard cover, she said. It's like empty, and then there's a hard cover.
Oh, so they covered it for now, so in case they need to sell it later.
They needed space.
Yeah.
And they've added on. And
Yeah,
then
they
my
took
sister,
all the
she
rackets.
got stuck in the elevator. She hates
the
elevator.
Yeah, the
She
elevator.
hates the elevator.
Oh.
That's so funny. Yeah, her name's
I
Melissa
spent
Dunsmore.
hours
But and
breaking
her
mirrors in that
that's
place.
funny.
Yeah, trying to bring.
We broke
Catherine has so
thousands
much
of
bad
mirrors
luck.
on purpose.
What a small world. What a
Stupid.
small world.
Yeah.
But
I know.
But to be fair, all we can do is what we're doing, and trying to be.
I just said, she said, no one's
Fair.
going to speak, and I went like this.
Well, no one's gonna speak, and we're just like,
Right. Well,
We just
We are
speaking.
speaking.
explain to me then why.
They've overridden parental choice. Parental
Why
rights.
does it say that patron comment time will be provided in accordance with the established agenda? Oh wait, patron input will not be accepted.
Because in our policies, they can choose when they have a forum. So when we have like a band concert and there's 4 of them that are together, we have to post that there's a quorum together. But then we put no patron input because it's really not a meeting, but we have to notify the public that they're together. So this meeting, they're going to talk, but it had to, like, Tuesday night happened, and they had to close the meeting and couldn't get through everything.
Okay, so then
Patron
therefore
comment
they
was
have
already
to.
done
Gotcha.
on Tuesday night,
Gotcha.
which means we're not recovering it. We're just starting from where we
And
started.
there wasn't enough on your guys' side on Tuesday night.
because we
Yep.
didn't know.
Right. It wasn't
but-
properly.
I
But what I
We
see,
just sent somebody over here.
Yeah, he just went inside.
To Nick?
To come open this or to come find me?
No, he had to go into the band room. He was late.
Okay.
Is he supposed to be in the band room? You're the Dorsey guy, aren't you?
I am.
Because you're the guy that's coming to put my pianos together. It's primary.
Oh, that would be Derek.
With Tim. Oh, Derek's doing it?
Yep, Derek
Okay.
will be doing it for you.
You put my kid's fiddle together when he was a little boy then. That's how I know you then.
Yep, that's the side I'm on.
Yeah, okay. Thanks.
Yep. Have a good evening.
You too.
I appreciate you clarifying
Yeah,
a little
and
bit
you know
more.
what?
It's all we wanted was just
Yeah,
what's
and I
going
think-
on, and if they wouldn't have been sneaky about it, we wouldn't have been confrontational, like as though you're trying to hide. If you're not trying to hide something, don't
because
try to hide
and
something.
And it does feel like that. And I think that's one thing. Like I talked to Sarah. My back's bugging me, so I'm like squatty. I'm
Oh, you're
sorry.
right. My kids are like, where are you?
Sarah was really frustrated, and I said, okay, Sarah, like there is such a difference between a town hall and a board meeting. I said, this is the difference between mediation and standing in a courtroom.
Right.
Like so she's like, oh, okay. And I said, because the judge is over the courtroom, and there's specific, there's
Which
different
is
etiquette.
why we didn't get loud until it was done, right? Then we have our
Exactly.
safe zone
Yes.
to speak our mind
Yes.
out,
Yeah,
which
because
is
the
why we're like,
meeting had been ended.
Adjourned,
Adjourned,
yes.
yes.
and now we're gonna stand.
But
and go,
unfortunately,
you guys,
at that point, nothing gets accomplished because they've already left.
And they've turned off their ears.
Right. And it's not a debate.
Well,
and it wasn't
last
a
week
debate.
they already made their decision when they voted, changed the vote.
Yeah.
So
Their decision has
So-
already been made.
Yeah. So, and I think that was even hard for me. Like
why
when
are
I
parents
started
not
to-
allowed to choose for their own child what is best for their child?
that's totally.
What gives the authority to the school to decide what is right for someone's child?
Those are really good questions, and I do feel like I have but I don't know if it's going to be well received. Because
Well, I know that the Southwest District has not mandated any masks, especially for schools. They've always been recommended. I've attended every single meeting, and I have personal relationships with several who are on the board. I also have a good relationship with the Nampa mayor, who has never mandated masks. So where is this coming from? CDC.
My personal
is what they
opinion is where it says that they're unvaccinated because they asked about because our little ones can't be vaccinated, and so if we're unvaccinated, so Christina and I are unvaccinated, and we do not have it. Let's say she's vaccinated, I'm not. Okay, and we're together, and we get exposed. Somebody in the parent or kid tests positive or whatever. We all have to quarantine the entire class. If she's wearing a mask and I'm wearing a mask and we're both unvaccinated, doesn't matter if you're vaccinated or not, we just monitor symptoms, but we keep teaching. And I think that is where
Except they
the
know that
missing
the vaccine's not
component
working.
is. Which
The masks don't work.
Masks don't work.
The vaccines,
The vaccines
don't seem
aren't
to
working.
again, like I said, you're probably not going to like
Right.
what the answer,
Yes.
what I
Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
like the answer is,
Yeah.
because
You're
this
right.
is why.
So, but it really
This
is because
This
parents.
comes down to, do you believe in God or not?
Absolutely.
What religion are you? Like, oh, if you believe in God, then you'd be at this church. It comes down to
Yeah.
that differing thing. So you may not like the answer I'm going to give you.
Well, I also
but I'm gonna
believe
give
that
you
we're
the
born with an
godly-
immune system that lab cannot make,
right.
or even mirror anything like what we're given.
And I think
Health
where-
doesn't come from the outside;
Correct.
it comes from the inside out.
And so again, I didn't
Yeah.
think you would like my answer.
No, but I really genuinely want to know the answer.
Okay, I don't know if that's the right answer.
Right.
That's why I said I feel like this is where.
Well,
I
so
also
when a
had the
parent
feeling-
drops the child off at the school, they're under. So that's That's why I'm asking, because this validates what I said, that they are now under the authority
whatever decision making
of a state
the school can
entity.
And now
it's like
I
a temporary
have to
guardianship.
enforce it.
That's
Yes.
right. It's a guardianship.
And now my job
so
is
they
to
have
enforce
guardianship over your children. So this just reinforced what I said. So
it. Because
Yeah.
I am responsible for your kid when you drop him off at the door. You're absolutely right. And
Right.
Yes.
and I take
I volunteer that by
huge-
giving them to
and
you.
I
Yeah.
hugely
so parents at
Yeah.
some point need to stop
Right.
volunteering their
Right.
children off. Yeah.
and
If they don't
but
like it.
Yeah, if they don't.
that
Yeah.
would be like but we also have school of choice. Do you want to bring them to Idaho Arts? Do you want to take them to Mosaics? Do you want to take them to
Right.
the Nampa school?
Right.
We have these choices, which I didn't have as a kid.
I'm just really surprised that a charter school would be jumping at this first before any other public school in the district.
They're
I agree.
trying.
I'm
they,
kind of like shocked by
They
it.
heard it. Well, they heard the stats from Tennessee and Mississippi and all these other places.
I don't know.
You remember that the lady from I know it's from or whatever.
The 3-minute
grandma.
person.
The grandma.
Oh, Grandma Jan. Yeah.
She came in here and she
Janet.
was yes, I don't know who she is. But
Yeah.
she came
Paid.
in
They're
here.
paid to do this.
No, they're not
No,
paid.
she wasn't.
But
Well, maybe not her, but
she came in and
others.
she came in with some crazy stats that didn't make any sense to anybody. I've never heard of anything like that. And I was like, okay. And then the one lady above me, I don't know who she is, but from what I hear, she's somebody that just jumps from school to school. She doesn't have kids here.
That one, that's what I'm talking about. People like that, they're paid to
The
do
one
that.
above us, I don't remember if you remember, she was in the adventures.
It wasn't Fauna, was it?
She has
Fauna?
big blue eyes. I don't know if she is. I just know she had big blue eyes because I couldn't see her face. Blonde hair. Anyway, she spoke, and from what I hear, she's one of those girls that goes around and goes to different
Wow.
things and speaks at every one of
She's
them.
probably part of that 97% group.
I don't know where she
Yep.
is. But anyways, she's one of those who comes around, and then for some reason, all of those people got to speak, but only two of the people that
It just seemed really
just seemed
fishy.
really fishy.
Because
Were
they
you
already
here
had it.
Tuesday?
Yeah, she was here.
It just seemed really, well, I'm just gonna
I left here
let's
crying.
go
You
ahead
would
and
have thought my husband had
let's-
cheated on me. I
let's-
left here because this is what
let's just do
I
this
saw
randomly.
This
How
because
about
they-
I do
they
a
already
parent
had it
teacher
planned.
right now?
Yeah.
She says,
That-
I'm
that-
gonna
that-
go
that-
here.
that-
I'm not
that-
gonna
you already
pick these
took
names in
away
any
my
special order.
kids
I
that
did not like how
needed
that
and
went down.
wanted
No.
masks required. You took
Yeah.
away my kids, they withdrew last week. I had a handful of kids withdraw because we did not require masks. Now you're flipping
Wow.
8 days later, and we're saying
Masks are required.
And now
And
those
now
kids
you're-
are.
Is that why then you think that
no,
they've said, hey, we're
Christina,
gonna
I'm not
lose
drawing in-
people?
No, I do
No,
not
and I'm
feel
not saying you are. I'm not saying you're
Kendall
making a
is saying
conclusion here. That's
if we
interesting, though.
want kids in the building.
Why are you
that-
flip flopping so much?
I'm not saying
Money. I
anything
told
either.
you, they're getting money from the
Listen to me.
CARES Act.
I wish I could
County
validate that.
commissioners.
I wish I could
I could
validate that, but
validate
guess
that.
what? I cannot collect money if I don't have a kid in a seat.
Remember what I said?
Yeah,
None
but-
of us can.
Thank you. Get it.
I missed it.
Yeah, I got bit already.
Yeah.
After the mosquito.
But
Yeah.
no, we're paid by student attendance.
I
That's why
know.
attendance is so important
I
to
know.
us.
But they've
So
already
if
lost.
our kid, right?
So
How many? Yeah.
I don't know.
And they're
I
not
don't
gonna,
know.
They can't come back now.
I don't
Now
know.
that we have masks.
But I saw this repercussion, and
But
then
if they
we
left
create
because
this
there
weird
wasn't going to be
division.
mandatory
That's
masks,
if
It's a weird division. You're
Listen
and that's
to
why,
this.
And that's why I said it
If
should be
they
optional.
would have
You're this,
mandated
and you're
masks.
this.
the first time, this would not have gotten this way.
no.
So
Because
can I
they
just-
what I believe.
They just came out and,
That's what I believe.
and
Can I
said,
just ask-
what do you need? This is what they wanted. We're moving forward. Oh, wait, no, we're not.
And whether or not we
It
got our
just changed
ESSER
too
funds,
fast.
that has nothing to do with masks or no masks. I'll tell you that right now.
can I just ask, was there a large group of people, well, a large attendance is the proper word, from the first meeting where they voted it would be optional? Like a large number in attendance that were against mandates?
We've grown a little bit each time.
Can I throw one weird little interesting?
Well, I'm trying to compare
sneaky
that
thing
one
too?
compared to the one where they suddenly changed their
That
vote.
would have been interesting to know who was there. They went off of the survey, though, yes? Or
They
no?
discussed the survey.
So the survey
Remember
went
what the
out
number was?
Friday on a 5th, which was like a Thursday. Survey went out. I was busy doing a lot of things. Didn't get to see the email until Sunday.
They reported more
They
people were
closed it. I
optional
tried to
than
get into
required.
it. It was closed, and yet Monday they send out, "Hey, we're going to have this meeting really quick. If you want to speak, notify." So wait, you're okay with getting last minute things to speak or whatever, but I still can't make a call on the vote? I didn't like that at all. That was closed up. No more vote. But if you want to speak, you can still like throw in. We'll take time last minute to
know
do
that
that.
we were working on our slideshow, so I did have. We needed to close it so we could get the slideshow done.
I wish we could have done that. I didn't like the
That
two
makes
side
sense.
by
Yeah,
side.
that makes sense.
Those types of occurrences that we see frequently with the school
Yeah.
is where we're getting to that level of upset.
Yeah.
There
see
seems
that.
to be too much of that. Way too much of that.
Well, and I think, Christine, you bring a very valid point. It's more. I feel the whys need to be told. The
Yeah.
communication, the whys, and we need to do a better job communicating.
We chose this school.
Bridging this gap.
That's huge.
And you know me, like you sent me a fired up email, and I'm like, dude, I can't respond to you. I'm just gonna call you because
Right.
this is
And
just
I've told
too
you
much.
guys, I love that. I
Like
love that
the-
you guys are like, you guys are great. Something about the board though, and the presidency of the board is like, we don't give a rat's ass about anything.
Well,
it's
you-
the teachers. We love
And,
the
you,
teachers.
and
We
you've
love
seen
you
her
guys.
emails, right?
Oh,
Okay.
dissertations
Okay.
we call them.
If this lady in here would send a well-written email on what was going to happen during the meeting, this would have never
Yeah,
happened.
it should have been more
This would have never happened.
And
that's
apparently
why-
no
that's
email
why
went
we
out
wanna run
tonight
for
for
board,
tonight's
because this
meeting.
should never have happened.
And so when we go to our
More
board
transparent.
training, we have to file a certain.
Come on.
We have to follow a
Yes.
certain.
I know, that's my kids
You'll,
too.
you'll see like the agenda has a thing. So the agenda has itemized lists. They have to go in a specific order. It's like a court. Like
yeah,
it's bizarre.
It's very infiltrated.
Yeah,
You're absolutely right.
It is not.
I know
But
what
then
you're
say-
trying not to say.
but like-
It's definitely not family friendly or educator. Like I even get confused, and I'm a pretty smart person. Like I've been well educated.
I like your
But
hair, by the way.
thank you, but I still have issues with some of the
That's what I mean by
linguistics.
educated.
Like policies
do
drive
whatever
me
you want.
nuts.
Too much infiltrate, too
Yeah.
much dictatorship.
Yeah, it's too much law stuff.
But even last,
Yeah.
but even the last meeting's agenda didn't have anything about a mask vote once more.
Yeah, otherwise
I think it said
just-
reopening plan.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that's
Right.
what they should have went over.
It's
Right.
because that is
Mask
all.
Yeah,
they
Whereas
discussed.
probably the
Yeah.
whereas probably the previous
what happened
meeting
was
to
they-
that
They started
did
talking
have
about the
a
plan,
vote
but then
on
they were
masks,
like, wait
right?
a second, we can't go over this plan until we decide whether it's going to be mask or not mask, because it won't make any sense
Yeah,
to go
you're
over
right.
this and then have to change everything later.
But in
And then they
Tuesdays,
changed it.
I left. So I didn't even hear any of the Tuesday stuff because I was out here with Sarah trying to calm her
That's
down.
right.
Because I
Oh,
looked at
right,
Jackie, I'm
right,
like, should I go explain the difference between a
Right.
town hall and a board meeting? Like,
right,
and then
right.
should I just go de-escalate her? Because I don't want people pissed. Like, especially if it just takes this. If it takes me staying here another hour to
me, and
try
me too.
to
Yeah.
iron
appreciate
Which
out
is why I
stuff.
didn't bring my kids. I was like, I just can't. I don't have time.
And then she said, what about that? And I was like, oh, that's a good
take on.
point. I feel like I had Patrick, just very civil, very personable. Hey, I got a clarifying question. What will this look like?
yeah.
Because if it's
I'll
anything
tell you
like
what we
that,
don't want
because
it to
guess
look
what I
like,
said? I don't want the little kids having their first
Yeah.
experience at school with that.
And my
That's
kids
not
don't want that
okay.
either. It's the first thing I said.
Right.
Ireland, it looks like they're having a last minute meeting, and I said that's got to be to make mandating for masks, and she just dropped her hands and she was like, "Are you gonna pull me?" She was upset that here
That's
we
what's
are again.
happening. All the
We're
kids
thinking we're going
on
to
Monday are
school.
gone.
We're so
3.
excited. My kids have played school 3 times in the last week.
Yep.
They are so excited to go back to what they believe is normal, and what they hope to have be with their friends and see each
where
other
they can
and have
see
that
smiles
yeah,
of
and
their
see
peers.
smiles
They
and
could
have
see
that
smiles.
and
You know where
I mean, remember when we used to teach? Remember when we used to teach our child about predators?
We can do this.
That they cover their face in masks.
And my 8th grader said, seriously?
Yeah.
And I said,
Yes.
yes. And then she comes back and she goes, well, at least we get to go to school, right? And I felt confliction because I was like,
Yeah,
okay,
super
I'm
conflicted.
proud of you for being a little bit bigger and saying, okay, at least I get to be there. But at the same time, my heart kind of broke a little bit that
Oh,
at
yeah.
this age, they have to conform to.
Yeah.
And I
That's
want
what
you
this
to
is
know,
about,
like,
conform.
and
And they want you to
I
keep
heard
moving your
you-
boundary line back and back and back. Till next, you're going to allow them to inject your kids
Getting eaten alive
with
on my
the unknown. So
And I want you to know, like,
where are
I
you going
know
to draw
we
the line? That's
feel
where we as
divided.
parents have to start deciding.
I want you to know where I stand.
Well,
I
we appreciate
stand
that.
with Idaho Arts and keeping our kids educated. And if it means I have to implement masks, I'm going to have to do that. If it means that my kids have options, then my kids have options. If my parents want to scream and yell at me, I'm just going to say, come back and we can talk civilly. And I'm going to be that broad shoulder that they can cry on. That I had parents in this exact boat crying, I can't bring my kid to school because of blah, 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 blah. My teachers, I can't come to work because blah, blah, blah.
Right.
I stand with Idaho Arts and making us function as a unit. That's my standing. I am pro your choice on masks, vaccines, who you choose to marry, what religion you choose. I could care less. Be a good person.
Yeah, this is what this was.
That's what I'm going to say is
let
be a
let
good
us
person.
choose. That
Be a
mean-
good person.
That was meaning
Parents' choice.
That's all they
we're
were
okay with the
asking.
mask people.
Yeah,
We're okay
exactly.
with them. They can
Yeah.
wear their masks.
Exactly.
We should not have to.
Right.
That was what this was. It was just a simple, easy.
So I just want you to know,
clean-
I stand with opening Idaho Arts and not going remote and seeing
No,
our
nobody
babies
wants
in the building. So that's where I stand. So don't post Kendall is with us because
Sure.
No.
No.
Kendall is for the school.
Right.
Kendall wants civil us what? I mean, you don't have to put Kendall in this.
Right.
But Brandon's like, you let me know if
Yeah.
this gets crazy because I have people that can come and protect you. I was like,
Aw.
I needed it last year.
You guys are in an unfortunate
I needed
situation.
it.
You are the principal, right?
Yeah.
We-
And
we-
I'm the one out there be like,
Well, I
and
wish
this
the
was
principal
in
of this school would have
Marie.
came out here and said something
She
instead of
was the
running away.
one going over the
Yeah, she went over
The
the
plan.
PowerPoint, right?
The PowerPoint.
Yes. Yeah, Brett was running. He's my assistant principal. And
Brett's the young guy running the.
Yeah. He came on last year with us. He is phenomenal. My kids had a horrible car wreck. Sunday will be their anniversary.
Oh, gosh.
And I was out. I never take off work. Like,
Yeah.
even when I was sick, this was like the year I had to, but even like when I was sick or whatever, I never took off work. 5 weeks I was out, and he ran, brand new principal, brand new to our school, brand new to administration. I'm like, dude, you are, I mean, he's a volunteer firefighter. So he's like, yeah, I'm used to under pressure. And I was like, you did amazing. Like, cause I was so comfortable just being able to focus on my family. Cause I've never done that.
Right.
And I had to focus on my baby. She was in a wheelchair for 2 months. We had to get her back walking. Like, I mean, we just had, when it rained, it poured. Cause then my oldest went down the football game as I'm watching it when my kids got recovering.
Oh my gosh.
So like, and when you have trauma and stress and things like that, it can either tear you apart as a family or pull you together.
Well,
And
it's
we
the support.
really
Well, and luckily
pull
my
together.
kids are they're educated on what's going on.
Yeah,
I
we
am
don't lie to
not
our
one of
kids.
those people that just, no, you're too little for this. No. We talk about everything.
Yeah.
And we talk about it not in a narrow-minded way. We have open discussions about this. Does this make sense to you, or what do you think about this? Because we were emergency sewing masks, people. Okay, we were bought into it.
We made
We
the
bought
masks.
into it.
We made most of the masks.
We were there.
for the
I made the
band.
most masks for the bands. That was
Oh, that was your cute
me.
band?
Yeah,
That's so
that was
cute.
me and a couple of the moms
Yeah.
and band director. What's his name?
But we don't
Harris.
plan it anymore.
Yeah,
Michael
Michael
Harris.
Harris
Good
was
job.
like, hey, can I text can I have a couple parents text you that
High
are willing?
five.
And so I
High
like
five for
headed
Jesus,
that
because
up.
Jesus
I headed
will
that
protect
up.
us. Yeah, you too.
Yeah, but now we find
Right?
out
It's a sign.
I know.
they
Not gonna
don't
protect
do what
No.
you think they do.
No. They cause
So,
hypoxia.
yeah.
Hypercapnia is what they
And
cause.
the bacterial pneumonia that you can get
Yes.
from breathing in
Staph
your own spit
and the
and
face.
everything.
Mm-hmm.
And little kids start
Is
breathing through their
more
mouths.
I know
and then
people that their
faces
lungs
are
completely
different.
collapsed from having respiratory from masks 8+ hours a day.
And just because that one lady gets up at the meeting last 2 days ago and says, "Oh, my gymnast, she wears them all day," that's great for her. Some people can't put them on for 2
Oh, was
seconds
she
before
the
they
one
pass
who
out.
was jumping?
One of them. One
Was
of
the
them was.
gymnast? Because I didn't recognize her at all.
Yeah.
That's 'cause she
The
had a
one in
mask on.
front of her was a previous teacher from here. That's Fauna Wilkie.
Yeah, but she doesn't have any kids here.
Fauna, well, her kids would be at this campus, or did she pull them?
She doesn't have any kids here.
I heard that
She doesn't-
whoever one of the people
Or the
that
gymnast
spoke
girl.
doesn't have children.
Somebody
here.
doesn't
One
have
of them.
one of those
I don't know
girls.
where they
that
got
I'm
that
didn't
pretty
have-
sure
information
Fauna
from.
still has her girls here, but they're at this campus.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just know that one of them
I
didn't
don't
have
know.
kids.
That shows you there's people coming to push an agenda.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not to your benefit.
Oh,
Or call
Wilkie?
in.
Incentivized. That's what I'm
She's
saying. They're
crazy.
But I
paid.
don't know
They're paid.
who's being
and
infiltrated.
8 should be a
That's
freshman
not
this year.
Down
can
to
tell.
the smallest.
But,
You can
but,
tell.
but somebody was
It's
saying
so amazing.
the teachers were scared, so they're the ones that they're going off of, not the parents. Is that true, or
That
do you
they
think that's
sided
true
with
or
the
no?
parents. Do
That
you
they-
believe? And you don't have to answer this. if you
And,
don't
and
feel
we
like
won't
you
we
want
won't
to.
publicize it. We
so
just want to
here-
know for ourselves.
Here's what I believe.
Yeah. this is
I
belief.
think I'm a great administrator. I think I connect with people really well. And darn it, those surveys come back and I'm a shitty person. Like, I do this to what? I do this to you? So my answer to you is I feel like they would come and talk to me and
Right.
tell me. But then when I think I have all this open, great
with your
relationship,
teachers or whatever.
So-
with the
with
the
like
parents.
no,
and-
no, a
or
teacher.
with the
I
teacher.
had one
wow.
teacher really upset with me who gave me a horrible evaluation.
Oh.
So what do I focus on? That one that I missed that connection when I thought I had a great connection
Right.
with everybody. I couldn't figure out who it would be.
Yeah.
Like, who did I make this
Yeah,
mad
that's the way I
to
feel.
write such
like
a
that too.
horrible
Right.
eval? Like,
What did
and
I do?
it would have been different if it was just like negative, 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 and then positive comments. It was that comment that you took time to write a dissertation because I'm a crappy principal. And oh my gosh, I never want somebody to feel that way.
Yeah.
So my response to you is I feel like the staff would come to me because I feel like I'm that buffer and that balance. And because we come over and we have admin things and talk about it with Jackie and and we differ from school to school. We
Right,
have
there's a big
differing opinions.
difference.
And it's really good because it's healthy because we're seeing the school as a whole. And so, Patrick, I feel
So we don't know, maybe.
I feel like they
if it
would
was-
tell me they were very open with personal things last year with all the COVID stuff,
So
like
they didn't come to
online.
you.
Nobody came to me. Give me a specific example.
So what he's saying is,
So the
did you
excuse they're
get
using
a
is a
lot
lie.
of exactly what
They're afraid
what
the
we
teachers
believe. No,
are
so
gonna
they didn't
quit.
say that.
That's
we
what I feel.
Suspect,
They're afraid
we
the teachers
suspect
are going
that the
to.
reason why they overruled the parent survey is because they are worried that, and possibly speculation, that they got a lot of feedback from the staff that
That's
they
what
would
we
quit.
heard in the emails from the staff.
I have to tell you, and hopefully it just doesn't jeopardize anything, but I do have that very same perception after working over here. Nothing about the primary campus. I very much, true-heartedly, deep down in my soul,
They're scared.
believe
They're scared.
there are 7 specific teachers who pushed. The only reason I know is because I sat in conversations who pushed and pushed and pushed and who said, if you do this, I will leave. Because there was
Yes.
one board meeting where Jackie kind of, at the very beginning of all this mess, and Jackie rattled off, which is very brave of her, and said, good, let them leave. I can find another teacher. That was like way in the beginning. It was my very first one I went to. And that came back on her horribly, because, and teachers did. They walked in and they said, fine, here's my resignation. Good luck finding someone. So 7 of them. And those 7 ones are,
did not know that
I
story.
personally believe that those 7 are still calling the shots because 3 of those 7 spoke to the board members after the 7th
So we need to find out who they are.
So I knew
So
this
you
was
might have a
no,
sus-
no,
like,
no,
that
it's
was
not.
a
It's
good
just real.
question.
Yeah,
She got
that's what we're like,
emails.
it's gotta be.
She
It's
said
gotta be.
in the meeting, I got emails from teachers. This is what she
Oh,
said.
in the email from tonight.
No,
after.
yesterday. Well, when they had the last
Wow.
But
meeting.
they spoke about that tonight.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
The teachers. The
Yeah.
only teachers, or no, not teachers, that they aren't making wear masks are the people that said they were going to quit also
If you make it mandatory.
if they make it mandatory for them. which are the
is,
lunch ladies.
Lunch ladies.
That's why they are not wearing masks, because they said they were going to quit. And you can't have no lunch ladies, right? Where are you going to find lunch ladies 2-3 days, 11th hour before, right?
You were
So-
a stroke before midnight.
Well,
actually.
what-
Let's just get
What?
real.
But what happened to the 80+% of majority
It
that
didn't
want?
matter because they
that
knew they
want
were gonna
no
lose, They
mandate.
knew they were going to
Yeah.
lose teachers.
Teachers were.
Guess what?
Well, and
You
they-
can have all the teachers you want. If you don't have students in those seats because
I
this
agree.
is mandatory, they'll have nobody to teach.
You're gonna
I
have
agree.
a
And
lot
that's
of
what
people
needs to
just-
happen.
Unfortunately, with that survey, I know everybody keeps going to it, and I don't know if you guys were at that meeting or not, but unfortunately, and yes, the survey should have been done differently and better, but unfortunately, the board and what was said at that meeting was they unfortunately felt like they couldn't take that survey
Because
with
people were
whole heart because there were
taking multiple.
parents who were taking it multiple times and because it was
That's right, I
shared
do remember that.
outside of the IAX community, so they weren't sure how much of that percent was a true IAX family percent.
That's
forgot about
excuses. Because when
but
every
if
other
they would
school,
have made it to where
yeah,
it
like-
couldn't have been open to everybody, if you had to have
Yeah, they
specific
should
an
have
email in
like
the
a
Power
code,
School
enter your
system,
last name,
or
enter
yeah,
your last name, or well,
they,
I mean that
they could have
that makes it so
alleviated
that
that
it's
and
not,
got a very real.
private.
And if that was their
private,
fear,
but
they could have resent out a survey
yeah.
fixing that issue. If
Exactly.
they knew
Being
that was the
transparent.
issue.
that's
being
funny because that's the
transparent,
same
just tell
exact
us.
excuse that I heard at the Nampa School Board meeting not that long ago.
Yeah.
It
They're
sounds
not
like they
being
share
transparent.
ideas
So
on how
I
to
think we can
combat
agree
the
is
freedom
We're
keepers.
damned if we do and we're damned if we
Yes.
don't.
Yeah.
And we're very divided. But guess what my goal is? Unity!
On which side?
My goal is just to be
You-
with the kids.
Education.
She's already told you
Education.
she's going to represent
I
the school.
stand for education. I stand for the kids. And my job is to educate them in arts, engaging learning through the arts, math, science, social studies. That's my job. That's where I stand. I stand for the kids. And if we're remote, it's harder to do. But we did it. And we figured it out. but we want them in person, and that is my goal, is to see our babies.
Miss Poog all the way. Let's go.
She's
So,
from across town. We gotta get her back across town.
thank you guys for
Nice
coming.
meeting you guys.
Yep.
Nice meeting
Nice to
you too.
meet you. What
Yep.
was your name?
Alicia.
Alicia. What's your last name?
I'd rather not say.
That's totally fine. That's totally
Well, she has my name. I guess she can give it to you.
fine.
But
No, I just wanted to thank you for attending
I'm not a
our
parent
board.
here.
Thank you for
but-
attending our board.
Yeah.
I promise you, what you saw tonight is not what we typically represent. And I can tell you on both parties, when we actually look back, both sides are embarrassed of what
Yeah.
happened.
I'm
This is not
embarrassed
representative
that
of our
they.
school.
Well, I'm embarrassed that they
So-
are treating parents this way.
Yeah, so I just want
So,
to thank you for
I
attending.
see this a lot. I attend a lot of
Mhm.
meetings, and I am a homeschool mom because I pulled my kids out of schools like
Mhm.
this. So,
What do you homeschool independently?
but there are friends that I was here with that have their own kids here.
I used to work with IDEA, and then they became like, we had that vision for
Oh.
gym prep.
Oh, okay.
So it was like that hybrid model.
Oh,
But
okay.
I had my son, he was 14. He's 14 now, so that was 14 years ago is when I worked with him with
Yeah.
independent moms, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, we have such a cool homeschool community here. So I'm
Yeah.
again a for choice. Like
Yeah.
I am
Yeah.
all for
No,
it.
I mean, I feel you like, your energy is good. Like, you mean well. It's just, it's unfortunate that you feel like you have to actually enforce something that,
It's my job. I can choose another job,
right?
but I choose to educate, and I did look for another job, so I didn't
But the
have to
kids
deal
have
with
no
this.
choice. So they're not being educated. They're
Oh,
being
I
conformed.
promise I will educate her. I promise.
Well,
We
education
see-
like your basics,
we will
sure.
see those masks
they have
did
no-
not impact us last year one bit from singing and dancing and being who we could
Sit
be.
down.
Did not impact us. What impacted us was the computer screen.
Yeah.
But when we got them back in, their education did. We had huge gains. He had one in our school. Huge gains. They did virtually for a while because of the masks, and those kids were still connected with us. True.
For our children.
Like, I feel like we
against
rose
what parents
to the
say.
occasion because our job is to educate. And when people shut down, when
So the kids don't, I mean, so
when
during the
we
day,
shut down, like everybody else shut down, we put them on. We figured it out.
Yeah.
We didn't do the best job because we refined it when we had to go remote starting school last year.
so throughout the day, do the kids not complain about the masks, that it's bothering them, that they feel like they can't breathe?
Because they have breaks.
How about when they get home from school? They're just desperate to take that darn thing off, or what?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, that would be the hardest thing for me as a parent. So, nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you too.
Yep, you too. And that's where I bow out. Get in your seat. Hurry up.